Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. Without doubt, the most popular skincare ingredient of 2026 is something known as PDRN. PDRN is actually an abbreviation for a ridiculously long scientific name, and it's an ingredient that originated out of the Korean skincare market. It grew and grew and grew in popularity, and now even Western skincare brands will have a PDRN serum somewhere in their collection. It's the most searched for Google term relating to skincare, and its popularity has just skyrocketed. But with that has come an awful lot of hype. Brands calling it the new frontier in anti-aging, and people saying that it's genuinely transformed their skin. For those of us that have been around the skincare world some time, we know that things like this come and go. Something goes viral in popularity, then crashes and burns the next month. But PDRN seems to be standing the test of time. It's been growing in popularity over the past 3 years, and I think it's here to stay. So, in today's video, I thought let's take a closer look into PDRN. Let's fight past all that marketing hype and BS and look at what it can actually do for our skin, the benefits we can expect to see. I'm then going to share with you some limitations, and at the end I'm going to evaluate things and share with you what I think are the very best PDRN serums on the market. So if you're looking to dip your toe into this viral ingredient, you know exactly which are the best serums to go for. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things PDRN skincare. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my own experiences with PDRN. I've been using it for the past 6 months, and I've definitely noticed some changes in my skin. As I said, there are also some limitations, so we're going to do like a pros and cons in today's video. The reason I'm able to do this is I'm not sponsored by any of the big skincare brands. No brand owes me a single coin, dime, or cent, and that way, I can speak from the heart and not the wallet. I think unsponsored content is becoming a rarity in the skincare space, and I think that's a shame. So I want to fly the flag proudly for sponsorship-free, ad-free skincare content. And if you appreciate that approach, make sure to let me know by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So it just means as many people as possible can discover our fabulous Mad About Skin community. And for that, I'm so grateful. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So PDRN, as I said, it originated from the Korean skincare market, then exploded in popularity, and is now found within the Western skincare brands' collections. There have been so many new PDRN serum launches on the market, and it's honestly a bit of a mixed bag. Some are great, some are total fails. And I think as consumers, we need to know where to direct our hard-earned coin in order to get the very best results. So let's first talk about what PDRN is and what it can do for our skin. We're going to look at some of the studies into PDRN so we know exactly what it is able to deliver. So it's a compound which is taken, well, originally from salmon DNA, but there's now plant-based alternatives. This is often something we'll find with a lot of ingredients. There'll be an animal-derived form and a plant-derived form. And in most cases, and not exclusively, the original animal-derived form generally will work a little bit better and a little quicker. That's not actually the case with PDRN. Some recent studies show that what's termed vegan PDRN, the plant-derived version, can actually be more potent, be better absorbed into the skin, and deliver greater benefits than the original salmon-derived form. So that's something that we don't often see, but in the case of PDRN, I think is a real game changer. I've recently started focusing down on those plant-derived serums because I think they're the ones that are going to give me the best results, and it's in often cases a lot cheaper than the salmon derived. So this is something I think we should definitely focus on front and center. PDRN doesn't have a whole lot of data that sits behind it, but the studies that have been done into the ingredient show that it's great in terms of promoting cell regeneration, boosting our overall skin health. It's great with wound healing, and definitely has anti-inflammatory properties. These are all fantastic because our skin is exposed to a lot during the day. You know, lots of things are thrown at it, from sun exposure. We might have acne and breakouts leading to scarring. We can have things such as free radicals, pollution, particulate matter hit the skin. It triggers inflammation. It can trigger collagen degradation. And if we use something like PDRN to reduce that inflammation, to promote wound healing, this can have a really dramatic impact on the overall look and appearance of our skin in a really non-invasive way. So that's definitely, I think, one of the unsung benefits of PDRN that people don't shout about enough. I think what people do fixate on is its ability to boost collagen and elastin production. Now, there have been some studies into PDRN and its ability to boost collagen, and they have mixed results. Most of them conclude it does have a marginal impact on collagen production, but nothing in the way that some of the brands will make out, you know, that it's a game changer, the new frontier in anti-aging. None of the data or the studies into PDRN support those claims, and so I think it's really worth setting our expectations early. I think PDRN can be a great add-on to these ingredients, but I never think it should be the core component in your pro collagen routine, because I think there's just other ingredients out there that will deliver more proven benefits. However, if you look at what PDRN can do, it's calming and soothing, it's anti-inflammatory, it promotes cell regeneration and wound healing, and it does definitely boost collagen and elastin, even just at the margins. These are a great suite of benefits that you can get all from one ingredient, which is why, for me at least, PDRN does form a core part of my skincare routine. But it definitely has its limitations. So first and foremost, I think it's worth calling out about those collagen benefits. Like I say, they're limited. They're there, but they're limited, and we need to bear that in mind. Also, PDRN can find it difficult to get into the skin. It has a relatively large molecular size, which means a lot of it just sits on the surface of our skin rather than doing anything meaningful. There are some new generation serums that are aiding with that penetration rate. I'm going to come on to those later in the video. And they're the ones that I think are worth exploring, because obviously the more of the PDRN that gets into the skin, the more effective it's actually going to be. And I like the fact that there are newer generation serums which really aid that penetration rate. You also have to realize that with most of the studies into PDRN, it's done in an injectable treatment. So they're either using it through microneedling or they're injecting it into the skin. That's obviously going to have a bigger impact than something that's applied topically. And this is where I think some of the disconnect is. If you see any like groundbreaking data points that brands share, often that comes from injected or microneedled PDRN and not the topically applied form. So you need to strip that back just a little bit. And like I say, set our expectations wisely. For me at least, someone that's been using PDRN for the last 6 months, I definitely find it's hydrating. It gives a really nice burst to hydration and gives a nice glowy look to the skin. It's got great plumping benefits too, and I definitely find that my skin is calmer when I use PDRN than otherwise, which actually allows me to use some higher potency actives because I'm using the PDRN to offset any side effects I might get. I definitely have noticed some pro-collagen benefits, but I think they're marginal rather than something that's game-changing like I got when I first started using high-strength retinoids. It's not comparable, but I did definitely get some great results, which is nice to see. And overall, I just think it's a really pleasant ingredient to incorporate into your skincare routine. Nothing groundbreaking, but I don't think all skincare has to be. I think sometimes those marginal wins, those marginal gains are what cumulatively give us the best outcomes in the long term. And I'm definitely sticking with PDRN. I think it's a really nice addition to my routine. However, as I said, we have to shop wisely and know exactly where we're directing our coin. So fight through all of that marketing BS that the brands are throwing at us and actually look at the serums that I think are going to deliver the very best benefit. So first up, I want to talk about something that's relatively new to the skincare, the PDRN space, and is the one that I'm currently using, and it's this. This is the Medik8 Exo PDRN Prismatic Serum. That is a ridiculously long name. This is a really, really nice PDRN serum that actually uses exosomes to increase the penetration rate of the PDRN. That's what I was talking about, saying, you know, we need to make sure that as much as that PDRN is getting into the skin to deliver what it can deliver. This helps with those exosomes. The bonus of the exosomes in this is it will also help the rest of your skincare also penetrate more effectively. So anything you put on after this, you will get a little extra bang for your buck, which I definitely appreciate. And I think that's a really creative way of using exosomes. So if you do get this serum, make sure you use it at the start of your routine, straight after cleansing, because everything you put on afterwards will just absorb that a little bit better. You'll get a little extra bang for your buck. So that's a top tip I would give you. This has a high dose of plant-derived PDRN, which I think is really important because, as I said earlier, those studies show that actually the plant-derived PDRN, in most instances, might actually be delivering you additional benefit. So this I love to see. It's the concentration of the PDRN in this that sold me, because often brands will use a tiny amount, not enough to really give a meaningful benefit. Sky high amount in this alongside those beautiful exosomes. And it also has some prismatic technology, what they're calling prismatic technology, which gives a really nice lift and glow to the skin. So if you're somebody that is using your PDRN for the plumpness, for the hydration, for the glow game, for what in Korean skincare we term glass skin, that's what you're looking for, I think this is an absolute no-brainer. Medik8 took what is a popular ingredient, PDRN, and kind of skyrocketed it in terms of the results you're going to see. It's not the cheapest product out there, and that's okay. It's not going to be for everyone's budget. There are some other options I'm going to come on to. But I think if you want to really buy into the PDRN as an ingredient and you want to get the maximum value from it, this serum is where it's at. We'll go to the opposite end. Let's go to the opposite end of the price spectrum, and let's talk about the Revolution Skincare Pink PDRN Peptide Serum. So this uses peptides, it's in the name. It's also got PDRN, and it's got soluble collagen in, which is a great humectant to boost plumpness in the skin and just hydrate. This is a really nice serum that I think I paid £8 for when I tried it. Now, this doesn't have a sky-high concentration of PDRN, but for the price point, I think it's really great. If you're somebody that wants to dip your toe into the PDRN world, maybe there's a teenager in your life that wants a little glass skin glow up, but doesn't want to go for something, you know, super high potency or doesn't need that, this is a really nice option to go for. Looks beautiful, feels so nice on the skin. When you apply this, your skin feels like velvet. And it's just a really nice, affordable serum. You are not going to get the same results with this as you would with, say, this product from Medik8, but they're in a different price point. They're in a different world, a bit of a ball game when it comes to that. And so I think we really need to, again, set our expectations. If you want to do PDRN in an affordable way and you want to kind of dip your toe into the world, I think this Revolution Skincare one is a brilliant place to start. So keeping with that maximum absorption theme, which is so crucial with PDRN, I want to talk about the Inculab PDRN Serum. So this actually comes from the Inculist, which is a brand that I'm actually not a big fan of. I've never been a big fan of the Inculist, so you better believe when I'm talking positively about one of their products, it's because it's absolutely phenomenal. And I think this is probably their best new launch in the past 3 years. It comes from the Inculab, which is like a sub-brand that sits beneath the Inculist. They generally have a slightly higher price point than the original Inculist products, but they come with more technology. And what I love about this is they've taken that vegan PDRN and they've actually shrunk the molecular size. This means it's going to be better absorbed, and absorption is key when it comes to PDRN. This is going to have a really great and effective absorption rate, so you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck with this serum. I wouldn't say it's as technologically advanced as the Medik8, which uses those exosomes, but they've definitely employed technology here to shrink the molecular size of this to make it more accessible for the skin. It also comes at a slightly lower price point, so again, it all comes into your individual budget and what you're looking to get from the serum itself. I think this is a great product from the Inculist. As I said, a brand that I'm not normally pulled towards. This is definitely one that performed, and I think it feels really nice on the skin. It's not greasy, it's not tacky, and I like the fact that they've actually done some reformulating, done something with the PDRN in order to make it different to what else is on the market, and that for me is something special. Now, last but by no means least, I want to give a Korean skincare recommendation, because as I said earlier on in the video, PDRN originated from the Korean skincare market, and I think it would be remiss of me to do a PDRN video that didn't include at least one Korean skincare brand, and it's going to be this. This is the Haru Haru Rose PDRN Soothing Serum. There are 1,000,001 options for PDRN out of the Korean skincare market, and I find it can get a little bit overwhelming, and they all get a bit samey. I find that with a lot of the Korean skincare brands, after a while, the formulas all kind of look the same. They all promise the same things. It gets a little bit monotonous. And so it's nice when something breaks out and offers something different. So this contains rose PDRN, so again, plant derived, which is my favorite form. But you've also got azelaic acid in here. Azelaic acid is calming, soothing, and anti-inflammatory, so it kind of complements the benefits you should be getting from your PDRN. It also has some great anti-aging benefits too, so this is a really nice duo that I would recommend people use together. If you already have an azelaic acid serum, then you don't need to add this to your skincare routine. You can go for one of the other options, but if you kind of want a 2-for-1 from the Korean skincare market, I think this is a really clever formulation that they've thought through. It's a really accessible price point, and it has a good dose of that plant-derived PDRN. I love this. It's a really nice serum to apply on the skin. It feels great, and the packaging is gorgeous. I know packaging doesn't count for anything with buying the formula, but I always like to see something that's visually appealing that I want to reach for, and that definitely ticks the box. For me, PDRN, I think if you choose the right product with the right formulation and technology, you can get some really great results from it. But the key thing here is to set your expectations. It is not the latest frontier or newest frontier in anti-aging, like some brands would have you believe, but it is a nice addition to an anti-aging skincare routine that can get you some really great benefits. So I would say shop wisely. Definitely shop within your budget and look for some new technologies that actually enhance the penetration rate of the PDRN, because I think that's where you're going to get those enhanced results that you're just not going to get from some more traditional serums. This at least has been my experience, but I want to hear yours. So having watched the end of this video, What is your take on PDRN? If you're somebody that uses it and loves it, or you're interested in trying it, leave the heart emoji down in the comment section below and let me know. If you're someone that thinks, no, this isn't for me, I don't need this ingredient, it doesn't align with what I'm looking to get out of my skincare routine, leave the cross emoji and state why. That way, we can use the comments as a bit of a poll and see where the thoughts and opinions of the Mad About Skin community lie. And fundamentally, I just love to hear from you guys, so thank you so much. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye!